Well, let's move on to our very last pieces. So we've covered vitamin D, we've covered iron, we've covered toxins, we've got sleep. And this last one is a very hot topic. It's showing up actually in many different areas of health, but gut health. So it's also now showing up in the fertility space. So what is the connection there? How are these things connected?
Yeah, this is one, like you said, it's a hot topic. I've gotten a lot of questions on this. How do I, support my gut health? How does gut health influence fertility? And your gut does so much more than just digestion. It really does. It plays such a key role when it comes to hormone health, especially estrogen. So there's actually a group of gut bacteria called the estrobolone. And this helps to regulate how estrogen is processed in the body. So, what happens is estrogen gets filtered through, it goes through the gut, and then any excess estrogen gets broken down and eliminated. When our gut health is out of balance, that process doesn't actually work properly. So, instead of excess estrogen being eliminated, it goes back into the bloodstream. Okay. And that leads to hormonal imbalances, which can contribute to infertility. Okay. The gut
Okay.
health also plays a huge role in inflammation and the way our body absorbs nutrients. So we talked about some nutrients earlier, like the vitamin D, like the iron, but also zinc and B vitamins are really key for fertility and your gut health, helps to absorb some of those key nutrients to support that fertility.
Okay. Well, let's Marina, how about you answer this question? Because I know we've talked about lots about gut health in different podcasts, and it's an area that not necessarily everybody thinks or they know when gut health isn't right? Or like some people don't want to talk about that too. I have lots of my clients who are like, is this too much information? I'm like, no, this is information that is helpful. So yeah, what are like some symptoms or how do we even know our gut is impacted? Because that's another piece of that's a really hard one to feel or know when it's not or what's normal or what's not. So yeah,
Our
what would be
bodies
some things?
are so amazing at
Yeah.
telling us things and giving us signs and telling us when things are off. We just have to kind of tune into that and know what to look for. So for gut health, you might notice things like bloating or constipation or diarrhea, or maybe somebody has is all of a sudden sensitive to certain foods. So it's not always like super obvious, but if someone is regular all the time, if someone has good bowel movements all the time and all of a sudden something is off, that means your gut health is, your gut is telling you something. For some people, they might get extra acne or eczema or fatigue. Maybe fatigue is one of those things where it could be a sign of a whole host of different things.
A
But
lot of things.
um, if someone has fatigue and some of these other symptoms, it's a good idea to have, to check gut.
Yeah. And it is important because not everybody is going to show up the same. And then
Mhm.
even if, which we have talked about, even, gut impacting um fertility, many things also impact gut to your point, right?
That's
It
right.
could be stress, it could be sleep, it could be um introduction of new foods. Like you could be actually working on nutrition and that could actually make the gut mad for a little bit, right? We're constantly trying to throw fruits and vegetables at people, but we can also see the gut flare up. So yeah, it's a really unique system and it's very interesting that it shows up as
Yes.
a piece to consider for fertility for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. And just as a side note as well, there has been a lot of research showing that gut health also affects our mental health.
Mhm.
So, which we talked about, impacting fertility. And so when we support our gut health, we're supporting our hormone health, we're supporting our mental health, and then we're also supporting our fertility and our increasing our chances to conceive. So Really, I think that would be super key to work on.